Okay, hello, and I'm going to be doing an analysis on the graphic novel I've been reading over the month, Rock Candy Mountain. The creative team behind this was Kyle Starks, who wrote and drew up the graphic novel, colored by Chris Schweizer, and designed by Dylan Todd. This was published by Image Comics Incorporated, and this is about 100 pages worth of content. Now, this is a graphic novel in the sense of an actual graphic novel, and it's not, just a compilation of issues. Now, for the story of this, let's get into the main character and possibly their arc as well, because I don't want to jump into acts just yet. I want to, okay. So, our main character of the story is right here. He is a hobo who made a deal with the devil. His name is Jackson. This guy's name is Jackson. The deal that he made with the devil was that he wanted to be able to defeat any one man in armed combat. Well, actually, not just armed combat, just combat in general. And so the thing is that in exchange for that deal, he would take Jackson, or the devil would take Jackson's soul when he died. However, the devil wants his soul a lot more sooner than later. And so, one of the few conflicts that Jackson has to deal with in the story is the devil. In fact, the first page that we are greeted with is the devil fighting and killing hobos in a camp. He's just, this devil right there, doing his devil thing. And now, again, this is one of the main conflicts, but the goal of this graphic novel for Jackson, his goal, our main character's goal, is to head to Rock Candy Mountain. It is a location that we are not exactly filled in on. It is constantly hinted at, towards the song, but we're not exactly sure what it is. All we know is that it's someplace that Jackson needs to go to fix his problems and possibly escape the devil, escape the deal. There's just a lot of hinging on, Rock Candy Mountain, essentially. Now, let's get into the first act. Now, this book does do a solid job of following the the act breaks and act structure that we've discussed in class. So Act 1 ends around page 22. Now, in Act 1, we establish Jackson, our main protagonist, and we have another character who is accompanying Jackson. His name is Bonama, and he's also referred to as Hollywood Slim. He is trying to head to Lexington after some bad luck in California, and he is sort of this, in the world of hobos that we come across and we deal with, he is sort of the curious one, the one who doesn't really understand everything that's going on here. He's almost like, I guess, the audience's perspective in a way, because we don't know anything about this, and like if we were in this situation, I feel like he would be a good projective character to put ourselves on. Not that I'm saying that we would need to project ourselves on him, but he's one of those characters. Now that is in Act 1. Now the thing is that in Act 2, there's just a lot of conflict. A lot of conflict and a lot of planning. The thing is that we don't know how exactly Jackson is going to get to Rock Candy Mountain. All we know is that Jackson is constantly figuring out how exactly he is going to head to Rock Candy Mountain. Now, he goes to he goes out to a fight club to get some money and beat everybody there. He goes to he faces off against the devil, who's trying to get his soul, but he escapes because he still has the deal he made with him, and apparently the devil is a man. He also, he and Ponoma have or go into prison to go talk with this one person. There's just a lot of planning for this big plan to get to Rock Candy Mountain. And I mean, in Act Three, well, the end of Act Two, we it really is, I would feel, the beginning of the climax, because in Act Three, of course, part of Jackson's plan is to go into prison, talk with somebody, tell them that they were able to, well, they essentially do something in order to make one of their friends, owe them to come along with them and help them get to Rock Candy Mountain. But one of the most important things that happens in Act 3 is that our partner character, Ponama, he is fed up with Jackson. I wanna quote one of the lines in this graphic novel that can easily sum up the relationship between Jackson and Ponama. I told you, I'm done with you. Since I met you, I've jumped off a moving train, been involved with criminals, chased by the devil, put in jail, head shaved, nose broken, and now I'm a fugitive. It's been nothing but a series of escalating dangers and pain for me because of you, and I'd be suicidal to keep going. This is the point, well, in Act 3, this is the point where Monama basically wants to stop following along with Jackson, because, I mean, every time, like, continuing on this journey would just be a suicide mission, because, again, Jackson and now the new friend that's coming along with him are both, strong and capable and able to take on most of the dangers that they come across. Monama, on the other hand, he's not capable at all. He can't fight. He doesn't really have any, physical fighting skills. He's actually pretty, boned being with Jackson. I mean, he's already boned because he's a fugitive, because, Jackson and Ponama got caught on the train. And so, yeah, that's true. That's a big problem. Now, that is actually one of the only character arcs we have, because for Jackson, there's not really a character arc. He kind of just, I mean, he shrugs off what Ponama has to say, but he's still going on his journey to Rock Candy Mountain. All of this that happened, he's fine. It's not like he's completely fine with it, but he tries to go along with it. All right. Now, I mean, all right. I mean, just a quick, touch on beginning, middle, and ending. I feel like that the beginning was a good grab. Middle was a very, I would say it was, from the beginning, if you were expecting this, then that's good, because it keeps on going on. And the middle, helps out with, what the beginning hooks you in. Yeah. The beginning hooks you in quite well, and the middle basically gives you what you want. But I'm honestly kind of iffy on the resolution. I mean, there's not really a resolution. We have a new character and possibly lose another character. I'm not sure. Anyways, now I do love this graphic novel, because almost any page you find here does a pretty solid job of telling a story on its own. As a mini comic, this is a pretty good page here. I'm not sure if you can see it all. Here we have, starts here, then right. This is the Fight Club scene where he tries to win one of the brawls. What essentially happens here is, I feel like it tells us. Okay, so it also does a very good job of directional flow in terms of comic pages. One of my favorite. Now, please excuse me for what I'm about to show here, because somebody's giving the middle finger here. But essentially, start here, and then we head here. Down. He's basically talking to some other hobos who basically just wander around and don't do any work. He doesn't like. And then, here. And I think that's really nice directional flow with, graphic novel. the art and the movement of the story is pretty solid. Now, when it comes down to recommending this to my classmates, I would say that I feel like all right. Some of my classmates, I would definitely recommend this to, like maybe Matthew or I mean, okay. Well, the general rule of thumb is essentially just are you okay with a lot of crass, like, well, yeah, crass jokes and very harsh language and a lot of blood and gore? Because this graphic novel has plenty of that and is not afraid of showing that. And I mean, that's what really it comes down to. Because, like, if you're interested in uh, hobos fighting devils and blood and a lot of swearing, then I think this is the story that for you. I mean, maybe it might not be the best handle, but I think it's a pretty solid story.